now and then I get a little bit tired listening to the sound of my tears. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous at the best of all the years have gone by.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. Then I see the look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. And I need you.
I need you more than ever.
And I need you.
When she starts going in,
What?
together
we can make it through the end of the night. Love is like a shadow of me all of the time. All of the
I
time.
don't know what to do.
But I'm always in the dark. Living off the stars. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Now there's only love in the dark.
Nothing I can say. Totally clear.
Who the hell wrote these lyrics?
Who knows it outside
What?
of us?
I can do all of near do do do. Dear, dear, dear.
That song goes hard. We about to
Listen, don't play with
Here
it.
we go. Stuff I might have forgot to download. Do I not have Total Eclipse of the Heart on here?
Listen, make sure that you have it.
Right now.
Make sure that
Total
you-
Eclipse.
I really need you tonight. Who's
Yeah,
that desperate
she is. She
in
is.
saying to someone? Oh God, that's so good. Forever's gonna start tonight.
She's racing down.
Now there's only love in the dark. What difference does it make if there's only love in the dark?
No, we gotta have light in
Nothing
our lives.
I can say. Total eclipse of the heart. And then when they get to the end, turn around, bright eyes.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Turn around. Oh God. Oh.
Why do you know
I don't understand.
Why can't I find it? That's fine. All right, iTunes, don't play with it. I'm gonna
I
download
want to say
this
it's
song.
Bonnie somebody. It's
No, not Bonnie.
but it's total eclipse of the heart. That's why don't
Total
do
Eclipse.
turn around. Do total
I
eclipse.
put Total Eclipse, but also it's not. No, don't search my library. Search all of Apple Music. Why is it not
I
searching
I
all of
cannot
Apple
believe.
Music?
When I say that
Total
I
Eclipse.
regularly listen to Total Eclipse of the Heart.
It's me.
Total eclipse of the heart.
I'm on.
Turn around.
I'm on Cersei Lannister.
Cersei Lannister is the name of my Wi-Fi.
You are a goof.
And if you know the Lannister words of their house, then you know, what the password is.
I'll be giving
That's all I'll say to that.
Now that I know you be posting these,
Now you ready? Now you ready?
now I'm
Ron?
like, don't give away your Wi-Fi
No,
password.
no. I ain't giving it away. What difference does it make? They got to be here. You gonna get close to me, just
Closer
to be
than
close to you, girl. Just for a minute,
baby.
Wow, wow.
I want somebody to sing that to me.
Listen,
Just for
a
like an
man
hour.
to
Okay,
say
a
that
minute.
to me.
Okay, a minute. I'll take a minute. It don't have to be no whole hour.
Just to be close
close
to you,
girl.
I want to be savored like that.
That's some good savoring.
All right. Well, we're here. We're ready. Whenever
Are
you
we?
give me a clap.
Oh my god. I'm ready.
It's
Oh my
like
god. Oh my god. Oh my
right
god.
up
I'm
in
ready.
my
Oh my god.
face.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I ready?
Up in my face. Right up in my face. I want it. Right up in my face.
Ow.
Right up in my face. I want
Ew.
it. In my face. I want it. Right
Ow.
up in my face. I want it. In my face. I want it. Right up in my face.
Ow. Somebody's gonna loop that. It's gonna be on somebody's TikTok. Are these oyster earrings?
They're earrings made of oysters.
You better wear your listen, savoring.
Listen,
The savoring.
if you want to savor me, take me to go get some oysters, some good ones.
At the vagina shack.
At the vagina shack is a little old place where we can get some oysters.
Vagina shack, baby.
Vagina shack, baby. Vagina shack.
Kissing
Vagina
and a hugging,
shack.
dancing and a loving at the vagina shack. Sign says, "Stay away, fools." Vagina rules. The vagina shack. Okay.
I am ready for you. You're so damn crazy.
Funky little shack. Funky little shack.
Oh, we are talking about vaginas, huh?
It's a funky little shack.
Oh, God.
And we're so pro vagina today.
I want you to know who I am today.
Who are you today?
I am Jane Rowe.
That's right.
That's who I am today.
That's right.
Hmm? If you don't know who Jane Rowe is, look it up.
That's right.
Let's talk about it. And how is
By
Jane
policing
Rowe
these vaginas.
related?
To Gryffindor house.
How?
First of all, vaginas are magical. Let's start there. Okay. There are love potions. There are herbs, healing elixirs.
They put a spell on you?
Come
on.
on. It'll have you hypnotized.
Okay.
I'm Hermione Granger. And we are just repping two magical women today.
Let's get into it. Now, this really does require a moment, y'all. I'm just going to take a second. You know, we are in the season
1973, right?
Listen, we're in the season of savoring and appreciation.
50 years later.
And one of the things that I savor and appreciate is that I was raised by a man who believes in fighting for what you believe in. Listen, stop policing our bodies, y'all.
When there are so many things to police.
Listen, if I was born with a vagina, I have earned the right to decide what to do with it, what to do with how I want to reproduce and all of that. And so I am wearing this shirt in solidarity. I'm letting you know this is what I appreciate. The people who will go out 10 toes deep out in the streets fighting for this. You know, we've got the state right next to us deciding that they are going to take away a woman's right.
And it's up on this state too. It's being considered in this state as well.
It's not okay. So I'm out here repping.
Okay. It's people's lives too.
It's
I think
people's lives,
that's
y'all.
when people are like too anti-science. They don't recognize like kind of the medical implications of something.
Yeah, we're not even
Right,
going to
we're
talk
talking
about
about-
like if it's correct, if it's right, if it's
a
you can
baby
believe
and stuff
whatever
like that.
you
But I mean,
want
it
to. What I
literally
know,
will cut off things. I mean, when you start policing that kind of thing, we are talking about women dying.
yeah, for real. So I've got on my Pro Rose shirt. I'm really excited. I have this
Hopefully,
in several
Hermione
colors.
Granger. You know, Hermione Granger suffered the same fates. People didn't realize that she was the most fantastic of witches.
We can make a connection.
Listen, they wouldn't have done a thing without Hermione.
They would not have.
Not a
They wouldn't
thing.
have gotten anywhere. She was always.
I don't
She
care how
always had
talented
the
you were.
answer.
Always,
She always
was
had the answer.
always holding it down. Magic, I tell you.
Cheers to that.
Chill.
So we are fully in our season of savoring and appreciation.
That's right. What is savoring and appreciation, Marty?
It is to experience a thing, enjoy it completely, relish in it, and understand its full worth. Okay?
It is greater than just the recognition of the things that bring you joy. It is additionally the awareness of how you celebrate that recognition. We really made a good point of that, I feel like, last week. I ain't trying to shout out our old shows, but I'm shouting out our old shows. I feel like last week we really talked about like, it's not just the thing. It's how you even celebrate the thing. How the recognition of it is even cause for celebration.
That's it.
Don't just celebrate an event, celebrate your anticipation of it.
That's it.
Don't just celebrate a person, celebrate that you're getting ready to go see them.
Mm-hmm. You be in your house just hey! I'm about to see that man I like.
I love it. I love it.
You know how you get.
You know how you get. Come on. So we're going to open with our capitalizing on the moment as we have during this entire season.
Yeah. This is a good season. I'm telling you,
it.
I'm not leaving it.
I'm not.
I don't know what y'all gonna do,
I'm
but
going
I'm
to savor and appreciate until the end of time. I don't, you know what I mean? There's no ending of savoring appreciation.
Ooh, savor to the end of time. Ooh, baby, I will savor to the end of time. You heard it. You heard it.
I did. It fit right in. Savor went right in there.
Okay. So what's the first way that you this is
When you just see somebody be like, I see you.
why do we do this?
But this
I
could be
love
like, I like what you're wearing. This could be you're beautiful. This could be you've done something amazing. Right? This is someone's intellectual skill. You are savoring that. I see you.
Yayla and I do this all the time, and then I
see you.
love the response. You see
You
it?
see it. I'm here for it. Okay, I see you. You see it.
You see it?
You gotta dip that head. You see it.
That thing is good. Oh,
You see it.
I would love to know where these things started.
And then we just pick them up and keep going.
We do. I love when someone sees you. Where you going?
Where you going?
But like you're doing something wrong and out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Where you going?
Where you going? Knowing we going somewhere together.
And in fact,
You and I are riding
where
in the
they're
car
going.
together. You know where they're going. Where you going?
We've agreed on this for weeks.
where
We
you
said we were
going
going. We've
like
got the
that?
tickets together. You know where I'm going. Why do we do this?
Because that's our way of appreciating. That's our way of
love it.
appreciating. Sometimes we don't even get to words. We just yell out, ah! With your tongue hanging out. Hey! 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 Sometimes it's deep.
Mombay does that. Mombay does. Hey!
Hey! And you know to be like, oh, well,
Oh, this whole thing.
thank you.
This one, you just hold one curse word. Just
That's
you have
good.
to ride that thing out. Just that she.
That's you. Everyone knows where you're going with it.
You just ride it.
You got to keep going. You can use other cuss words more strongly. Depends on what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to hold it for a long time. That lets people know.
You call people out their name.
just long.
Big. You do all that.
That's how you really know you've gotten the magnitude of it. When you hold a curse word for a long time. Bust out into song that describes the friend. Many years ago, when I was in my early diagnosis days, this one was in the car. She may not remember this. I'd be remembering stuff, right? We were in the car. It was me, you, Margot Davis, and someone else. I forgot who else was in the car. And that song from, was it from Waiting to Exhale? Count on me. And you just like started to point at me and started to just sing the song. And I was like, we will all crash in here. I'm going to start crying. I mean, it was such an emotional moment. I'll never forget that.
I'm going to cry right now.
Me too. Because I remember you saying that you were, if I start singing it, I will start crying. I can feel that. Feel it. You know, you can feel this right here. That's savoring.
that little lump.
I can't even sing it. And you know, we always like to sing a song. I can't even do it. But it came on, and then you just went through like the whole song.
Oh my God! Okay,
it's happening.
No,
it's happening. I can feel it.
Don't
because you were. You were like,
don't do it. Don't do it. Stop.
I will be strong. And I was just. I mean, it was just such a moment. Me too.
Why would you do that?
You gonna make my eyes rain.
I'm bringing it back together.
It's onions. He was cutting onions.
Who's cutting these onions?
Who's cutting these onions?
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
You bust out and you sang that song.
Ooh.
It was on the radio. We were in the car, and I never forgot that.
I'm such a good friend. No,
you just sang it. That's so good being all of yourself.
I'm so sweet.
That's wonderful.
Ooh, thank you for you're the keeper of memory. When I tell you, I don't remember
except
what
stuff
I did
like
yesterday.
Where I parked my car or like did I pay.
She calls me, girl, I just spent 30 minutes.
Look at my car.
And I didn't even
drive
my car.
I
didn't even drive my car.
I was looking like the wrong car. That's why I didn't find it.
Okay. This is the one. You ask them not to or accuse them. Don't hurt nobody.
Listen, you gonna hurt somebody. Don't hurt them now. Watch out. Oh, you hurting them today.
Oh, you trying to hurt somebody.
And you be like, I might hurt them a little bit. Might be a little injured.
I love us.
This is a two finger.
She told you last week.
This is a two finger.
I'm
two fingering this one. But I'm bump. How apropos.
Oh God.
Cooking somebody breakfast the morning after. When you just hop out the bed and be like, what you want? Grits. You deserve it. You deserve it. In fact, I'm out of something you like. I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the store real quick.
That's a real
Where you going back? You were so amazing.
Baby,
last night.
If you come downstairs and there's an array, if there's a spread, I want you to know you did that last night.
There's two types of something. There's sausage and bacon. It's pancakes and waffles.
There's turkey and pork bacon.
Because they were that's them savoring.
Mm-hmm. That food is not wasted on you.
That's them appreciating you.
That is a communication. Listen.
Okay.
All right.
Listen. You want
I
some
want
Gatorade?
you to run that back.
You need something? Do you need something?
I'm going to go out and get this Tang.
Yep.
Because you said that you
I remember you liked it when you said you liked it when you was a little boy. I'm going to find Tang because you deserve it.
I made grits and cream of wheat.
Both of them. North and south.
Pancakes and waffles.
Mm-hmm. Both of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You want a mimosa or something? Something else. You mad when they talking about leaving?
Where you gotta go?
Where you gotta go? I mean, I don't have to leave. I mean, you can stay.
You sure?
You know what I'm saying? You can stay. My Wi-Fi work real good. You can work from here. You can work from my house. I could go upstairs. You could be downstairs.
That's real good. That's real good.
You gotta go.
All right. Crying at the sight of a bride on her wedding day. You know why? What you're really doing, you're not crying at how beautiful she is. You're crying at the culmination of everything you know about this relationship. You know the good, you know the bad, you know how long they have been riding and dying through this thing.
That's very good.
That's
it's
what
not
you're
just
really,
about a dress. 'Cause I cried at the wedding of our two male friends. There was no bride, and I cried then too.
You
And
talking about know the story.
They looked handsome, but I mean, it was more so just like, wow, you know, from whence you've come, and you're just standing here, just men, just, you know what I'm saying, and betrothing
Loving
yourselves
one another.
To one another, and that just it moved me so.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now we have conversations sometimes about this one. We announce at the table. Listen, we sit down.
If you're in a place of judgment, that's why we choose each other, though.
Okay.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go to Barcelona, and I'm going to just tell these tapas what to do.
Okay.
It's why we choose each other, because other people be like, you're going to order too. When people start judging my food choices, it's almost like, you know, I'm so waiting
I can
to
no
get
longer
the second
savor
date
and
people.
appreciate
I'm
this
savoring
meal.
and appreciating.
Yeah,
It really is a savoring moment to get exactly what you want in a restaurant. To not think about like, well, maybe I should, you know, and I'm not saying you should do that every time, because both your pocketbook and your pants, you know what I'm saying, might need you
but
to pay attention.
sometimes you need to
sometimes
order
you just
one
have
for
to
here and one to go.
And sometimes you just eat what you want right then. It's sometimes give in. Just give in. It's, you know what I mean? Like we're always we're just restricting and boundaries
ourselves.
and just we're constantly doing that. Joy means sometimes I spoil myself. Sometimes I savor and appreciate myself. I'm gonna go to my favorite restaurant and be like, I'm just gonna have water. I'll have the salad with no dressing on the side. And sometimes you do that, and then sometimes you'd be like, okay, get ready. Tell the waitress. In fact, do you have a partner? You working with somebody else? You're gonna need a bigger pad than that, sweetie. Okay, we're gonna start. I'm getting 2-3 appetizers.
Say yes to yourself. Go ahead. Come on.
Would you like some dessert? Absolutely. Is there like a sampler? We do, but it's kind of big. I hear judgment from you, Wade. I feel like you're, you know, it's kind of a big dessert. I hear more judgment. I know what it is. Bring it out.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. You just bring some to-go boxes. You ever done? I mean, really? Have you ever just done that? I'm just going to get what I want in this moment. I'm just going to savor it. We'd be like, you know, I really want another taco. Let's just get another taco.
We didn't sat at bar taco for so long.
We ate again.
That we ate again. We put in one order
to another,
and then put in another.
They were thinking we were closing out. No, baby, we're ordering more tacos.
No, this is those tacos were the appetizers.
Warm up
tacos we're about to get.
Yeah, pre-tacos. Okay. And we're going to get après tacos too, like just post tacos as well.
Okay.
And we don't want judgment because we're in joy. We are savoring and appreciating. Okay.
Now this one, we talked a little bit about this Now, sometimes the music can take you off the task altogether. You enjoy it so much. But allowing music to change the joy of a task.
I forget that is a thing.
No.
Until you
That's
do
a real
it.
thing.
Until you do it, you're like, oh wow. When I'm washing my daughter's hair and I feel like, oh my God, what a chore, you know, whatever. Turning on music makes such a difference. It does for her too. You know, I just turn her little Alexa on and just, you know, her cleaning her room in the silence is like, oh my God, I had to hang up every shirt. She turned on her little music. She be in there just getting it.
And then you don't realize.
Yeah.
You had a whole concert in here.
But you have to allow it.
Yeah.
Allow the music to give you some joy.
That's what we're talking about.
You got to clean up anyway. You got to fold the laundry. You ain't not going to do it. So add some joy to the task.
I love it.
That's how you savor in that moment. I got to do this. How can I savor it if it's not preferred?
All right.
Oh my God, that's totally what we're talking about today.
That is.
How do you go into savoring into something that's not preferred? It's not awesome. That's what we've been talking about a lot. I will say
Yeah.
a lot of what we've been talking about is how to, savor these wonderful moments. Well, what about the moments aren't wonderful?
Yep. Appreciating the challenges, the hard stuff, and the rough patches.
The rough patches, right? So we're going to talk about how we can do that, and then we're going to talk about why it's important to do the things we just said.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the how first, and then we're going to talk about the why, right? Something to do is be grateful for the things you wouldn't have chosen for yourself.
I'll start crying.
Go in.
This is a word.
Go in. Because these aren't the things you think it went the wrong way.
Woo!
You wouldn't have chosen it. This is not the way I wouldn't wanted to do it. This is not where I
Thank
wanted
God
to go.
that God chose it.
But like before you even get to the hallelujah part, savor in it even before. Savor in the trust. The Spirit got you. Savor in just in that. This is going differently. Oh, it might be the right way. Instead of being like, oh my God, it's going differently. It's going to be hell.
If you ain't never said, God, thank you for not giving me what I wanted, you keep living.
So you know how much your life would have been different giving me what I wouldn't have never I wouldn't have
How
had a
much
PhD.
worse?
All kinds of just stuff wouldn't have happened if you just gave me whatever I wanted. No telling what I was getting ready to do. Thank you for not giving me the men in the past. I'd be like, I want him. Thank you for just snatching him from my life.
You cried when he was acting a monkey, and I want you to know that it was right where you needed to be.
In fact,
God gave you what you were supposed to have.
Savor through the savor right in. I'm saying in that moment, while you were crying, like, I know this must be right.
I know that on the other side of this is going to be
That
a
person's removal must be
testimony.
right for me. Go ahead and work things out, Lord. Go ahead. Be grateful for those things. Really sit and savor in the things that you wouldn't have chosen. I wouldn't have picked it.
We could do a whole show just on this topic alone.
I wouldn't have picked it.
Ooh,
I wouldn't have picked having only one child. I definitely thought I was going to have multiple children.
come on.
But now the way that I can pay attention, the things that are so wonderful about just it being me and doing, I cannot. But that's not how I would have. That wasn't my original plan.
I wanted to start having children at 21, and I wanted to have 7.
You was just gonna have the Jets in here, the whole Jacksons, all of the Jacksons.
Thank God.
Menudo and them just up in here.
Super sábado. Listen, let's move on to the next one because I could stay right here in this one. Reevaluate that. Ooh. She done put these notes together so that I could shout. That's what she did today. Reevaluate that which you call an obstacle.
You're calling it like this was a devastation when it's really it's your ticket.
Your setback was your come up.
It was your come up. Think for a second and be like, was that really my obstacle? My students are always they're like, well, I found this program. They don't take GRE. They don't look at your GPA. I was like, well, what? There's no criteria. There's no criteria to get in.
How did you have to work for it?
And I'm telling you, and I wish I could set them up with students who finish those programs and can't go nowhere with that degree. Ooh. I didn't learn anything, and no one values this degree. I'm unemployed with a master's.
Ooh.
And they were like, please tell your students, the rigor is what you want. Stop not taking a class because it's in the morning. That's what you need. Get up. Don't avoid so-and-so's class because it's hard. You gonna pay that much money for classes that are easy? I just walk in and I want an easy A. Why?
I'm going to tell you something.
School's $50,000.
Even if you took the hard class and failed, there was a lesson
better education
that you got.
You got more from that than the easy A.
I'm telling you. I promise you.
Reevaluate that thing you call a struggle.
Ooh, that's so good. What can I throw at her? Capitalizing on the moment. Just
come on. Right. Stank face. Hitting.
That's so good.
If you find yourself in the midst of adversity, which we often do, savor the little things in there. They're like these little, no matter how hard the situation, right? There's always like a little something in there that you can just, but I am noting this.
A little nugget.
I'm going through this, but at least you're here with me. I'm not alone. I'm going through this, right? But this also happened. Be careful not to ignore the little wonderment things, right? Wonderful things that happen in the midst of adversity by only focusing on the adversity, right? But that's how you can savor in the midst of these difficult places.
Yeah. We recently had a Spelman sister of ours. She passed away from cancer. And someone was writing a tribute to her and was saying how she enjoyed the moment she got to sit with her while she was going through her chemo. And I was like, sometimes we forget that the trials are the reminder of who will show up.
Yeah.
Don't miss that.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss that because you're so focused on the pain of the chemo and the and the rough times that come with, and all the things I can't do and I feel so weak. Yes, but also look at all these people that showed up. To love you. You got to pay attention to the little things that, sometimes it takes the painful to remind you of the things you don't. We don't get the lessons when we're happy. We just don't. Sometimes we got to go through the struggle to really understand something.
It lets you know when you can savor during the difficult times too. It lets you know that nothing is all or nothing, right? Nothing is all rain or all sunshine, right? There are some negative moments in the midst of your joyful moment. If something just joyful is happening, there's also these little just nuggets, right? That also means in the midst of something that feels horrible, there are also little nuggets of joy in there. Nothing is 100%. There's always a little something of something. Something went your way in the day you thought nothing was going your way.
I saw a quote recently in the book that I just finished. Your friends don't need you, or what is it? Your friends don't need you when they're right. When they really need you.
That's really good.
Is when they're wrong.
That's really good. And savor when you have friends that will point those things out.
Baby.
Appreciate that.
Have those ones. All right, this is my thing. This is my gift. Look for beauty. Listen, it's a choice, y'all. It's always about the choice. What am I going to choose to see in this? Am I going to choose to see the rain? Or am I going to choose to see the flowers that are growing because of it?
Yes. Look for beauty in the rain. But call that thing forth also, too. You know what I mean? Say this, when you have like a difficult day ahead, I do that sometimes. I look at my calendar and be like, what? It's an appointment every 2 minutes. I'm like, what? Oh, my God.
Breathe.
Look for the beauty in the day.
And then keep it pushing.
Yeah. Look for something, though, in the day that you can look forward to.
It is always evident, y'all. I promise you it is. I promise you it's there. Every single moment. If you search, if you just sit still.
Look for it. That's so good. Look for it.
It will find you if you seek it. That's with anything. If you seek the ugly, it will find you.
You'll find it. You'll be cloaked in it. It'll be all that you see.
So look for the beauty.
Look for beauty. You'll be cloaked in it, and it'll be all that you see.
Yep.
Appreciate the ones going through it with you.
That's it.
That's a really important savoring moment because what we feel the worst when we feel like we're going through something by ourselves, and quite frankly, that's often a choice too. I'm just going through it alone. You chose to go through it alone. This one told me, I'm always saying like this, she told me something. She'd be like, I did. She was like, I don't know why you think, and then she was like, why do single parents always think they're supposed to do everything by themselves? I was like, because single parent, isn't that what it means?
Nope.
She was like,
That
that's
ain't.
not what that means. Who told you that because you're a single parent, you have to go through everything by yourself?
Whole entire village just sitting
Why
here
are
watching
you
you choose
Yes.
to struggle.
I'm choosing to do it. She was like, now, why didn't you call? I live closer to your child's school than you do. Why didn't you call me? I could have ran and get. I don't know. I didn't think about that. Right. But I'm missing a savoring moment then. You know, I'm missing a moment. There's something in there I'm missing, even in savoring in that relationship, if I'm not calling on that thing. Right. Appreciate people who go through the thing with you.
We will exhaust ourselves before we even consider. Just ask the person. Just say, can you do that? In the end, you'll still be in the same place if they said no. They say no. Okay, well, I guess I better go out here and do the difficult thing. As opposed to, do you think you could just, what if you got a yes?
What if you got a wise, suggestion that saves both of you all the trouble? Well, I was going to run up here. Can you run up there? Why are you doing that? You actually don't need to do that till tomorrow. And we're doing so-and-so. Thank you. The wisdom alone. But you got to appreciate people who are going through the thing with you.
Talking good.
They're doing it too. You're tired of being in graduate school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just dying in your graduate school program. You got a whole cohort of people. They in it too. Savoring that moment with them. I feel like I'm going to throw my laptop. I cannot read this anymore. Call somebody in that same class. Me too. In fact, I think I threw my laptop. Thanks for calling me. I'm going to pick it up.
I'm sitting here struggling to find a babysitter. Why? Bring the kids. I got mine over here too. We're going to put them in a room together.
Now we can do
if they break something, go on ahead.
That's fine. Now we can get our stuff done. Appreciate those people who are standing in the midst. We said that, standing in the embers, right? And you look around and there goes somebody.
Like Daenerys Targaryen.
Just unburnt. Just waving. Hi. Hello.
So crazy.
Appreciate those people who will go through things with you.
This is a good one. This is a good
I learned this from somebody.
Yeah,
one. I got this.
And I want
somebody.
you to talk about how you learned this, because this is bow to your opponent.
This thing freed me so good. I was at First African Church when I heard this. This woman said she was going through cancer, and she said, I changed my mind about battling cancer. Kept thinking I'm fighting it. Like, why does cancer keep coming back? So I bowed to my opponent. She really explained how when you are fighting in some particular kind of like Asian fighting style, so like you always bow to your opponent. Before you even enter the ring,
yes, you do.
You bow to them.
Yes, you do.
I honor the place that you're about to hold here. What if we honored the place of our struggles? What if we bowed before divorce? What if we bowed? I know I'm getting out there. But what if we honored the place that the struggle has instead of always seeing ourselves as just battling it?
You know why? Because it's so difficult for us to see the value in the thing that is versus the thing that was.
Or the thing we won't.
That's what it is. But if you were to look back at all of your struggles, you can value them now, which then means go into this current struggle valuing it. I know I'm about to get a message, a lesson, or something.
Don't wait. But what if we said, I see the struggle coming, right? Obviously, you're here to teach me something.
It's on the horizon.
You're here to challenge me. You're here to give me something, right? So come on.
I see it coming.
Come on.
All right, come on.
Here you
come
go.
on in here.
Here you go.
You want something to eat?
Yeah. Because you're going to come in anyway. So either going to bust my door down. One of our spelling sisters, she used to leave her car windows down. She was like the cast of the car. Her car windows down over in the West End. Come on, AUC back in the 90s, and the West End was not a gentrified, lovely area like it is now. So she used to leave her car windows down because she said, listen, stealing my car, busting those windows is what's going to cost me a lot of money.
So I'm going to just
I'm going to let it down. Kids,
you want some of this? Go on
the
ahead.
neighborhood kids were playing it. She would come out. son and be like, okay, kids, I got to get in my car now.
That is so ignorant.
I'm not joking. The neighborhood kids will be in the car pretending like they're going to go somewhere.
Listen.
So I'm not rolling these windows up because the cost of trying to prevent the thing was so much higher.
But what you're really saying to it is, you're not about to take me out.
I'm gonna savor and appreciate whatever.
I'm about to honor and respect whatever you're about to teach me, but you're not taking me out.
I'm not getting taken out by it.
So we got to be in this space together.
Mm-hmm.
Let me figure this thing out. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And instead of looking at the future in terms of like what we want, sometimes I think we should find value in the fruit of the difficult time. Like, look, if we're learning to look future tense and we're not looking in the moment, think about like, I'm on the other side of this. My little heartbreak story that I was talking about a couple of shows ago. I remember through tears saying, but you know what? I'm about to learn how to love somebody, because I let my guard down. And though that didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? I now have my guard down. Thank you.
Who she is on the other side of, I can't explain to y'all. When she called me hysterically crying, I was like, what is this? What is happening? Let me just come on over and because I don't know who is this person? Who she is on the other side of the way she understands her worth,
baby. But in the time, stop for a second, savor it right in it.
She did that though. No. She did that. She threw tears would be why she was like, girl, I'm about to get this lesson. Because when I tell you that I'm about to be she was wiping her tears. She was like, this thing, when I tell you that I'm about to be a bad somebody.
Listen.
Through tears.
Yeah. But that's how you savor in a difficult moment.
And that's why she's here to tell the tale. It didn't take her out. Mm-hmm. Who goes through something and don't get nothing from it?
That's so sad.
What? Welcome it. This is gonna hurt. Mm-hmm. Let me go on ahead and get it.
As all fantastic life transforming things do.
Giving birth.
Get out of my... I was just about to say that. Ain't a thing comfortable.
To whatever. To a child. To a degree.
To an idea, a business. Whatever you're launching.
It hurts.
It's going to take some sacrifice.
Look at what you got on the other side.
Look at what you got. So in that difficult moment, think about that fruit. Think about that fruit. I want to quit school. Yeah, because the day-to-day is not fun. But think about the fruit. Think about why you started this process. Not
just the degree. Look at everything you got.
Right.
Somebody said this, who said this? I don't know if it was Baba or somebody said, if you just leave with a degree, you didn't really do this thing right.
Yeah, that right.
If you went 4 years getting your education somewhere and all you did was walk away with a piece of paper, you didn't do that thing right.
So many things.
You came up out of there with no new relationships.
So many things. Maturity.
You came with no new maturity. You the same person, just with a degree.
Mm-hmm. Your degree was only in one thing.
If you don't miss it, you got a degree in several things.
You got a degree in several things by going.
We talking good. We talking too good.
That's what it is. Come on. Cheers.
We talking good.
The podcast is pod.
We podding. Today, y'all.
We podding. We're Dolly Podding.
Tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to... Look, I can always go into that.
That background is hit.
Listen. Don't. It's
that
one note. It's
spitting.
one note.
That
thing hit.
That goes hard, seriously.
We excited about our trip to
really
Dollywood. We going, honey. All right. What's this next one? This Morehouse Brothers meme. Hey, it wasn't the trauma that made you stronger. kinder and more empathetic. It's how you handled it. That credit is yours.
Oh!
I'm going to run up out of here.
You talking about savoring. What? When you get to that place where you know, I can say afterwards, I've changed after this thing, to just savor, relish in the fact that it was you. Appreciate your role in conquering.
There were all kinds of things I could have done raggedy about this.
Something in that difficult moment. You made it. You are a whole survivor. You out here like, yeah, that situation really developed me. How I responded to that situation.
I did that.
You did it.
I did that.
It was the ship. You were the captain.
You know what? We're very passive in discussing the things that we've come through. We want to talk about the thing being done to us. What about the tools that I had, that I pulled from myself,
come on,
that I put towards this thing? I did that. No, you're not going to take that from me. I survived being a single mother. I survived that. I worked hard at that.
That's me.
Every day of her 23 years, I did that.
Mm-hmm. And give it to yourself. Like really savor in that. Don't rush through. Remember, savoring is to enjoy it completely. Enjoy it completely. Celebrate and recognize it.
Come on.
Celebrate and recognize it. That credit belongs to you.
Give yourself the glory.
Give yourself a round
God got you
of
through
applause.
this. You here too. You and Jesus was here getting you through this. Shout yourself out.
Nothing gets through without you either.
What?
We'd be like, oh, God, that's true. Also, without you. There's no getting through it without you also.
Why is it so much easier for us to shout out this invisible being? Yes. And this physical creature that is here going through it every day.
I've done that thing. You did something that made you stronger, kinder, and more empathic. Oh, like Harry Potter glasses?
She's got she is showing out. She's got her jewelry has been get out of here. Get out of here.
Because when you stand, you stand. When you savor it, when you appreciate a thing, you appreciate it. I mean, you were drinking out of a cup of ambition a couple of weeks ago. I mean, when you're gonna savor a thing, go on and savor it. Go on and savor it.
You gotta really mean it.
You got to mean it. Mm-hmm. This is going to be difficult for lots of folks, right? Mm-hmm. Because especially us high-achieving people, sometimes we not only just have to accept failure. I'm talking about embrace it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's different. Talk about the difference. That's not different. Accepting.
Not just
embracing.
Like, well, I guess it might
come on over here.
I'm saying yes. Mm-hmm. That's important. I've had the funniest students. It's usually, and it's often male students that are so funny who have captured this, right? I had one who never, ever gave excuses. You never college teachers, I mean, that's something we commiserate about all the time. It's like the excuses the students give. I love y'all, but, as college students, but y'all be giving some excuses. This young man never did. If he got an F on the quiz, he'd be like, oh, I wasn't ready for the quiz. He never outsourced he was like, no, that's me. What that then gave him was agency. It was never mean teachers. It was never such and such. He was like, oh, no, my grades belong to me. I wasn't here that day. I mean, he just never asked. That's just who he was, just his character. And, he did all right in school. And I remember when he graduated and I said, if you ever need a letter, I asked him about a letter recommendation. I am offering one to you.
Because what did that say about his character? That character.
he would just say, I'm embracing it and I'm just gonna learn from it. I know that I welcomed it a long time ago, so I can't fight it now.
You ever seen people that always
That's
blame
fine.
it on somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you can never really trust what they say about anything. Because
There's no accountability.
There's no accountability. There's no self-accountability.
That's difficult.
And because of that, I can't, anything that you say, I'm just kind of, oh, yeah.
But if you can just embrace, instead of kind of justifying and making excuses, that's actually how you can grow and learn. You don't, you know what I'm saying? I laugh a lot about being late, but if I, you know what I'm saying? If I blame being late on kind of everything else, I never learn time management strategies. I would never engage them because it's always somebody else's fault. I'm just going to embrace. Sometimes you just have to say, listen,
walk in the door and say, I'm out of pocket.
I messed this one up right here. Nope. Yep.
No, I was wrong.
This is going in this direction. It's me.
And also, can somebody now help me go in the right direction? You can't ask for the help to go in the right direction if you won't even acknowledge you going in the wrong one.
You're going in the wrong one, right? And if you got to really get that, actually is savoring. You are recognizing, you know what? Me.
Yeah.
It's me. And this thing, yeah.
You know what it is that we get so uncomfortable on sitting in the rough moments. Feel it, y'all, so that you don't come back here again.
See, that's so good. When you don't embrace it, when you don't savor in the difficult moment, that's how you keep repeating it over and over and over again.
Why does this keep happening to me? Because you don't learn this lesson. You won't
embrace, you know what, that's me. So you might have to stop and be like, you know what, let me not do a relationship right now. Let me not keep going from one thing to another. Let me pause and because the common denominator is me. Embrace that.
She's singing my song.
These things didn't work out. It ain't because ninjas ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's because, wait, hold on. Maybe my selection criteria.
I was the common denominator here.
I'm the common denominator. If you don't just embrace that, right? You got to relish in that too.
We talking too good for these people today. We just giving y'all these gems.
You got to relish in that too.
Finally, identify the purpose for your pain, and then find value in that purpose.
That's gonna get you through that thing that you think you want to survive.
Let me tell you what this is right here.
Purpose.
Let me give you an analogy.
Then get excited about the purpose. It gets you through.
Why does your hand hurt and blister when you put it over the fire? To tell you don't do that again.
That's so good.
So that you have a physical reminder.
Right.
Don't do that again. I bet you won't.
It's why it exists. Pain exists to give us boundaries, to let us know when we've stepped in a direction that we might want to go into a different one. It exists to give us the lesson. Find out what that is. Why am I going through this right now?
I know y'all are thinking, I don't feel like this episode was about joy. It was. This is how you get the joy.
Because if you can't try to figure out how to have joy in the difficult moments, you're going to be in trouble. If you can only find joy in the time you're already happy, well,
you ain't
that
got
ain't
joy.
A feat. That ain't impressive. We want to teach you how to sustain joy throughout. You will have.
We only gonna have joy when happy things happen,
and when everything goes the way we plan.
Okay.
That means you ain't gonna never have it.
We're giving you the keys to the kingdom right now. We are telling you this is how you hold on to it, even when A through Z happens.
Right. I love that. How do we, while I'm in the midst of the pain, why is it happening? What's the lesson here?
Why was this sent to me?
And then fall in love with that.
You today do not make the same mistakes that you did 10 years ago. If you did, something ain't right.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you were doing the exact same thing?
It looks different. That's not to say that you're not still making mistakes. It's just to say,
oh, it's different though.
They've shifted. And if you're doing it right, they don't hurt as much. I'm not going to keep putting my hand over the fire, but I might touch a hot plate.
I know to retract it real fast though. I know now. Fall in love with the lesson.
That's good. That's so good.
Savor the lesson instead of savoring how this hurts me. Because I think that's what we do. We sit and we wallow and relish in this hurts instead of what is this going to bring me? Why? Why is this happening?
If I
to
master this, what am I going to be on the other side? Yeah.
Find value in that.
Yeah.
So why is it important to savor and appreciate the difficult parts of a person's life? You know, because I think you're right. People might be like, we're supposed to cackle through everything. We are. I'm telling you to cackle through these things, right? Why is it important? What does it do for you to savor and appreciate during the difficult moments? One thing it does for you is it builds your resistance. My mama was like, you need to go and get chicken pox when I was little.
That's real.
She said it. I ended up getting it anyway.
Yep.
She said, because if you get it as an adult, shingles as an adult, people have
way
been
more painful.
People have been suicidal. Actually, I worked with a woman. She said just in her clothing, when the wind blew, it hurt so badly. She really said to herself, I understand why people get suicidal in the face of pain. She had a wonderful life. She wasn't depressed at all. She was in so much physical pain, right? When I was 6, I watched Days of Our Lives. You know what I'm saying? Put some calamine lotion on because I was 6 with the chicken pox. I scratched
some socks over
things.
my hands.
Yep, I scratched, and it was fine. But what my mother was saying, and I didn't get it on purpose. I just got it because I got it, right? But what she was trying to say is, right, if you welcome that difficult moment and then let's just savor it, let's just get it now, it builds your resistance later. It builds it to the one, yeah.
We're not always mastering a thing for today.
Say it again.
We're not always mastering a thing for today.
You are building your skill set for your future long before it happens. What? There's something, if you are 22 and listening to this, there's something you're doing right now, some difficult situation you're going through that's preparing you for parenthood at 32.
We are giving you the answers for what will happen when you're 46.
Listen, long.
If you get it now, y'all finna be some bad somebody. Because we bad somebodies now.
Yes,
you
be
take
glad
this.
about it. Be glad you got fired at 25. Why did I get fired? My attitude. Because you're going to be 50 with kids and stuff like that, still got an attitude and getting fired?
Which leads us right into the next thing. It improves your decision making.
It sure does. If you can just for a moment be like, how did I get myself here? This is a tough spot. How did I get myself into this tough spot?
Last time I did this.
And again, if you outsource it, you're going to walk right in there because you're not holding yourself accountable for walking this pathway. It's not your decisions won't change. You ever see somebody you're almost afraid to ask them, you gonna do the exact same thing? You gonna do it the same way?
You ever watch a friend do that?
I watch college students do it every semester. You're just gonna do the exact same. You think that I'm going to? I'll start as due at midnight. I'll start my assignment at 11:45. Why do you keep doing that? You get bad grades when you do that.
You gonna pick that man who's identical to this?
It's the same man you had.
One that broke your heart.
Cut the monster's head off,
year?
and another monster head grew.
Huh.
He's exactly the same.
Okay.
But that's because you didn't savor in that moment. You didn't stop for a second and be like, now how did I get myself?
Get these lessons, y'all.
Hold on.
Get these lessons.
That's why they keep coming. I believe that. I believe that when something just keeps happening, I'll be like, let me sit. Okay, it's just happening too many times. Now, all right, fine. All right. What you want, Lord? What we trying to do?
It doesn't matter the heartbreak. The men I date now don't look like the men I dated
Thank you, God. No shade to any ex.
Shade for me.
Kanika.
Listen, I'm putting it out there. Whatever. Listen, I learned the lesson from you.
Shade from
Thank you.
me.
Thank you for the lesson you gave me.
Shade.
Just come on. We weren't meant for each other. Love you, mean it. Maybe I don't.
You
But
said
listen.
shade. Nope, all shade. Not no shade.
All shade.
All shade.
Come
Some
on and
shade.
get this lesson. But here's the thing. I'm talking to you, X. You got a lesson too.
You got one too. Yeah, we both got them. Now, so early. Who I
was then
pick
was
up
raggedy.
on something. I pick up on something so early. I give these talks about like domestic violence and things like that. And people ask me if I've ever been in a relationship, and I have been in a relationship that had kind of violent tones to it, right? And now, as soon as you get like terse in your tone, I'll be like, wait, hold on your tongue. Dang, wasn't nobody cussing you out? Yeah, because we're not going to get there. No. Your volume. Oh, excuse me.
Ew.
You're louder. I don't see any kids around here. I don't yell at Zuri. So we're going to bring that on down. But that's improving my decision making, which means I had to stop for a second, not blame myself for the past relationships,
Right.
but to see how did I get here and what can I, and it did excite me. That was joy. That was joy. I have joy walking around knowing you ain't finna come all incorrect over here.
Them red flags start getting neon.
They tapping you.
They
good.
They used to be like,
hi there.
They were just a very mild shade of. It was like rose
they were just like,
color.
hi.
They were.
Now they'd be like, "What's up?" Scream,
move, ho!
They won't let you sleep. Hey.
Get him out of here!
God, all this clarity. Oh,
I'm telling you.
Yes, it will improve your situation.
They went from pastel to neon real quick.
Real quick. It's also important to savor during the difficult moments because it humbles you. And I think in many ways we don't like to be humbled. We don't like to be humbled
because we're arrogant by nature.
We don't like something that's like, it was me. We don't like to be like, that was my fault. We don't like to be like, it's a flaw in my character that I need to fix. But that's why it's a good thing to be humbled. I know that this is a challenge for many people. It's a wonderful thing to be humbled, actually. It's a wonderful thing to be knocked down a couple pegs sometimes because you are able to build yourself up so much better.
Humility is sexy.
Listen, humility is so cute.
For whatever man is trying to holler at me, humility
adorable.
is so fine. You will get a long way with it.
And now at this juncture in my life, I don't have any problems apologizing.
Baby.
Like, people struggle apologizing. Who? I'd be like, that was me. I'm so sorry.
I was out of pocket.
And not apologizing with the justification. And I'm just leaving an I'm sorry right here. Like a real one.
Not an I'm sorry, but.
Right. No,
there's no comma there.
That must have been frustrating for you. I caused it.
It was me. Period.
Do you know that brings you so much more joy than being in this resentment and this tension and back and forth with somebody? It humbles you to just
in a good way.
Just savor in a difficult moment. Just don't. We try to rush through it. You know what I'm saying? If we make a mistake or whatever it is, we're like, okay. There wasn't a big deal. Just hold on. Let me just take a second and be like, I got myself here. How did it happen? All right, that's me. It's an enlightening, freeing.
It really is.
It's a freeing experience.
If you submit to that thing. Yep.
To just relish in your own humility for a moment.
Yep. It is important to savor and appreciate the difficult parts of one's life because it brings out the you didn't even know existed.
You're a warrior in ways you had no idea. I mean, you were so much stronger than you thought you were. It took that situation to bring it about.
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Listen.
Zuri be singing that.
Kelly Clarkson was going in on that one. I'm telling you that you there's a you that exists you don't even know yet.
You don't even know that you.
That if you could see the you that's on the horizon, you would shout.
And you would get excited about that future you would bring you joy.
I'm telling you, if you knew what you was showing up after these lessons here, you'd be like, come on. Oh, bring them. Oh, I'm excited.
You thought you weren't organized. You thought you weren't nurturing. You thought you couldn't take care of other people. There are so many things you thought you could not do until the test came.
It's all untrue.
The test, but you needed the test to come.
You could not be that you without the test. You're going to stay the you that you are.
Absolutely. That's why you bow to your opponent.
We better bring it all back.
That's why you bow before that struggle. That struggle is coming in here to take off this cloak that you've been wearing, to just remove these lies you've been telling to yourself, that you can't handle a thing. That's what that difficult moment is coming to do, to get you to do. Thank you, difficult moment.
Thank you.
Thank you, difficult moment, for letting me know I'm more awesome than I thought I was.
I didn't know that I could make it through this.
I didn't know I was all of that. And a bag of chips.
God damn, I'm bad. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine? Come on. Don't imagine. Do it. Be that.
That's real good.
Be that.
That's real good.
It also gets you out of old habits and patterns that are no longer serving you. That's that thing we've been talking about how you just keep finding yourself in these same difficult situations. Sometimes you just need to, that's what you need to do too. Like, be like, okay, I've been here about 3-4 times now. Okay now. Listen, I used to be speeding Zuri to school, filled with road rage. Just, you know what I'm saying? Hoping that the drop-off line was still open. Just all of this stuff. And Zuri herself came up with the idea. She was like, we're going to get up at 6:30. Okay, because getting up at 7 is not good. It's too stressful. I wasn't as nice, I feel like, even as her mom. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, we got to go. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like now when she take an hour to put that shoe on, fine. You know what I mean? Like, and it's such a better start to my day. My whole day has changed. But I needed the moments where the drop-off line was closed and I had to get out and do the walk-in and sign in. Like I needed those to let me know. These old habits, that's not serving me.
You don't even know the shift you need until you shift.
Right. And until the shift is required. You won't know it.
It would be nice if we could just make the shift just because that's not who we are.
Isn't that enlightening? I mean, wouldn't we be on just another plane?
Listen, we like to learn the hard way. Go ahead and learn it. Let it press you out of those habits.
Yep. When
because
you find yourself in whatever place again.
It's not that the habits are good. It's that they were just comfortable. Because we just got used to it.
That's really something that we do things because we do them.
Not because it's correct.
Not because it's accurate. That is really something that we do that. You can find that in organizations, schools. So you just going to teach the exact same way. Because that's how you've been. Even when you hear people justify it. I mean, that's how I've been doing it. I
will never forget my second year.
And so that's the reason to continue?
My second year teaching. My first year teaching, I was a kindergarten teacher, which, let me just say, I had a moment today where I realized that all of the children that I taught my first year, kindergarten, will be 30 next year.
Wow.
Right.
How is that when you're also 30? I mean,
I know. Like, I'm 30 myself now, huh?
That's wild.
I was 5 when I taught them.
That was why we were the same age. It's crazy.
I went just yesterday, the day before yesterday, I went to watch the last group of children that I ever taught. I went to see them. They came back to the elementary school that I taught at in their caps and gowns. All of them came back, cried hysterically. And I remember who I was. I was so proud of the teacher that I left that year My last year teaching, I was really proud of the way I walked out of there that year because of what I had learned to do. My first year teaching, I was a kindergarten teacher. My second year teaching, I was also a kindergarten teacher. And then they had a surplus and they moved me into a second grade EIP class, which meant that I had students who struggled. And I remember the first 9-week grading period, all of my children failed. And I went to my mentor, Miss Cleckley, and I said, well, Miss Cleckley, all of my kids, I mean, every single one of them failed. Miss Cleckley looked me in my face and she said, let me tell you something, Newport. If all of the children failed, you were the one who was wrong. You got to fix something. There's something about your teaching you've got to do differently. It was like a light went off. I was like, oh.
And then you can get excited about it because you can fix you.
When I tell you I've never
easier than you fix kindergarten kids.
Never had a group of children fail on me since that. I may have only had one child a grading period fail since that. I had to fix my old habits. I had to change who I was comfortable teaching one way. And she said, yeah, that's not, you're not going to reach them like that. You've got to fix you. Thank God that somebody said, no, you're going to have to do something different. I'm telling you, y'all, embrace it.
Embrace it.
I was out of pocket. Now I got to do something different.
Moments. And then you are free from it. But if you keep thinking that it's just like, it's just happened to you, happenstance, whatever it is, you'll
never answer to it.
To repeat it over and over again. And it will thwart your joy. We don't want you to get your joy thwarted.
Yeah.
That's what we want. It is also important to just embrace where you are in a difficult situation because it really does shorten the healing time. When you just allow yourself
when
to
you don't
sit
fight
in
it.
Don't fight in it. You're sad. It's okay. You're sad. Someone passed away. Be sad.
That's how she got through that breakup. She was like,
I just cried. I said, I'm just going to cry openly. I did not try to play it off.
I'm going to be better.
I didn't try. And when people called and were like, how are you? I'm going through. I did not. And I mean, when I tell you, it was like 30 days of just kind of, of just feel it, but it was really short. And then I wasn't bitter or like anything like that. You know what I mean? People were like, are you pretending? Because I gave it its due. Sadness came to teach me something.
She can talk about it.
In.
She can laugh at it.
Yeah.
She can talk to the person. Yeah. Be all right. Hey,
how you doing? I'm glad life's going good for you. Joy.
Yes, you. We're talking about you.
Yep.
And finally,
good times.
It teaches you how and when to just let a thing go.
This is where the Holy Ghost come in.
Y'all, we're not supposed to hold on to pain.
Or things that repeatedly bring it. Sometimes it's time to just call
the thing
it
hurt you. Get the lesson so that you can set the pain free.
Set the pain free.
What you holding on to it for? It had its just due. It had its moment. It came, it did the thing it was supposed to do. Get the lesson so you can set it free.
It's supposed to go ahead.
Listen, like that butterfly.
Sometimes things that need to be let go of.
Honey. What did Mariah say?
Wild horses run unbridled, or their spirit dies.
What is it? What's the notes? Because I'm hearing it. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Is that the part you're talking about? Wild horses run unbridled, or the spirit dies. You gave me the courage to be all that I can,
and I truly feel your heart will lead you back to me when you're ready to land.
That whole song is just spread your wings. Go ahead. If you're supposed to come back, then you will.
Wild horses run unbridled.
But we don't believe in that. We like to just keep something under lock and key.
Baby.
The folk we like, our children. I'm gonna lock you up in here. So no.
Set the pain free.
It teaches you
Let
these moments. Just savor in those moments. My father talks a lot about dropping me off at Spelman. You know what I mean? And my parents were like, "Oh, they look so sad, getting ready to go to the airport." And I was like, "Life's beginning." I definitely missed them, but that was a very painful moment. You know what I'm saying for my parents, and they just savored. They didn't rush through it. They were like, "We are sad. We have been living with Kanika, you know what I mean, for all of these years, and we now have to let her go.
Yeah,
we have to just let her go and live the life that she, wants to live." And I think had they rushed through the moments of it, they might have convinced themselves, "Well, no, let's try to just see if she needs to go to college close to home," and you know what I mean. They would have, you know what I mean, because they're not just.
They let it wash over them, but
just
I
let it
know
wash over them.
It has to happen.
Yep.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
I hate when you go there with me.
I don't care what the weather, baby. Let it go.
All right, so we're going to wrap this thing up with the Joy Journal.
The Joy Journal. We had some great Joy Journal entries that really hit this nail on the head.
Talked about savoring in those rough moments,
difficult moments, right?
It's our first one.
Triumph. The first one is from our Joy John Kim Williams.
You got to let me read this one because I want you to read the next one.
Okay.
This is our Joy John Kim. She came out with us when we had our Joy RX. When we were singing our R&B carols, and she was the main one out there. Honey, she was giving it to the people. She lives here in Atlanta, and she said, "Hey, Joy John Kim here." I love it when y'all call yourselves Joy John.
I love it.
We're a whole nation. I listened to 2 of the Awe and Wonderment podcasts on my flight to Boston. Love it. Here's my wonderment. I've had 3 employment disruptions, layoffs, basically fired, etc. And each time I've landed in a better job with more money, and each time I double dipped on salaries as I was getting paid by both companies for a period of
Come on.
Look, I can't. I have a chronic liver condition that does not impact my quality of life.
Let's just pause right there. You what? It's not. She's decided it's not going to impact.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Come on.
I have never seen Kim without a smile on her face. I have never seen her. Her joy radiates from her. When I tell you that she makes me holler out loud just in her Facebook posts. I would
tell her to publish these posts because she's that funny.
She's that funny.
When we were in the pandemic, she really was isolated because she lived like in Seattle during that time, and she wasn't close to people, and she was just inside, and she was just posting. She was like day 213 being inside, and I was like, you better make these lemons out this lemonade. I mean, she's really good at doing that.
She posted something a couple days ago. The picture was just of her like this. I was like, I have to read this. I don't know what this is. She's so funny. She said, I'm healthy enough to do whatever I want. Truly a wonderment. She shouted out herself. Come on.
Listen and shout
Kim,
yourself
come on
out.
And shout
come
yourself
on.
out. I'm not
I
mad
have
at
this
it.
and I still have joy. I'm still grateful in the midst. Come on.
She said, I'm still in awe that people love and appreciate my missives on Facebook. We do.
We love them.
I still swear I'm not a writer. Sis, you are, though.
Ma'am. When our homecoming was canceled, and again, we've brought this home. If you're not an HBCU grad, you don't understand the magnitude of canceling a homecoming. Mm-hmm. She did a whole post acting out homecoming. She's really technologically genius too. She's like superimposed herself, talking to herself, holding a red cup and talking like with different Spellman, like different little sweaters on. It's a whole just post. She was like, I was going to have homecoming regardless.
Kim, we love you. If we don't do nothing, I love you in a place where there is no space nor time.
In the midst of difficulty, listen, she'd be like, okay.
I didn't know half of these things were happening.
I didn't know. Listen, she's my classmate. I've known her since 1993. I didn't know she had a chronic liver condition. You know why? Because she decided it wasn't going to impact the quality of her life.
She's going to savor this good life in the midst of these rough moments. That's real good. Now, this other one took us out.
Listen. Y'all stop with doing things that make me start crying.
This one took us out.
My student. I call people my students, and they're like a whole 30-something. So I'm just like, I talk about them like they're kids. But she graduated like a long time ago from Clark Atlanta. So I'm going to try to just get through this. She's hilarious, first of all, too. So get the
and gorgeous. I'm not saying this lightly.
I want you to know.
We just before this, we went through her Instagram, and I want you to know
like,
that
why is she so gorgeous?
I was in here shouting.
Sit.
I'm screaming at the computer.
What is she doing?
She's gorgeous.
I mean,
she's
her
stunning.
Clothes, her cheekbones, her
the contouring,
her hair.
I'm telling you, she is perfect. She is exquisite.
Perfection.
That's fine. Let's go.
Lo siento. This is going to be a little long. She writes this. She writes this in the DMs. As I sit here and think of some way to say hello that also says, I absolutely adore and appreciate you all, I realize that I can't find the perfect hello. This has to explain why folks come in with the passionate Grand Rising Queen. You can't figure out how to say hello, so you be telling some Grand Rising Queen.
Okay. I'll take it in this case. Please don't anybody else step in the DMs.
She said, so yeah, I'm basically sliding in y'all's DMs with a Grand Rising Queen. Madi, I rolled my R. I see you and appreciate you. Thank you for being one of the founding Joy Johns. Now, straight to the meat and potatoes of this Joy Journal. Dr. Kanika Bell, ma'am, not you out here finding new ways to impact my life 15 years later. Oh, that's what I want to hear. In 2008, I began my matriculation as a psych major at the Clark Atlanta University.
CAU?
This is the part where you can insert both awe and wonderment because, I mean, come on. If you have ever taken a Kanika Bell class, then you just know.
I've heard that it's an amazing thing. I'm going to go sit in on one of your classes.
Ricky Page sat in there one time, and he was crying, laughing. He was like, you act like yourself
I'm going to go
class?
in there one day. I'm going to go.
He said, I did not know you acted like yourself. I said, well, who else was I going to act like? He was like, but you be like your regular, you teach a whole class.
I don't know why I've never done that.
Being your goofy self.
I'm going in there.
I'm the exact same. You in here acting like that? You just telling the same jokes? Then 3 semesters into my matriculation, I lost 2 brothers to gun violence. 2. 2. One in April 2010 and the other in June 2010.
In one calendar year, y'all.
Months. Just months apart to lose 2 brothers to gun violence. From here, we can actually skip straight to the good part because after 12 years, I am finally thriving. And the lump is back. We're going to try to get through it. Thriving. When I read this, I was just in tears. I found the Joy RX when I was finally in a space where I could genuinely become curious about what brings me joy. After all, I've spent too much money on copays, down to the therapist's office to not ever see or seek joy. It doesn't make joy if it doesn't make sense.
If it doesn't make joy, it doesn't make sense.
We still in that. Why are we making right? Thank you.
Just boop boop.
Maybe we'll put your name because that needs to be on a T-shirt. If it don't make no joy, it don't make no sense. What are we doing?
That's
if
a
we're not
T-shirt
talking
design.
about joy, what are we talking about? That's what she's trying to say. And so again, I give thanks to you both for your virtual support. And I sign off in awe of both of y'all and my damn self.
my damn
That's
self.
what we want to hear. Thank you for the compliments, but to be in awe of herself, that's all I want. It makes me sign my contract every year. It makes me sign my contract every year. Joy John 4L. She put hashtag Joy. Look, we still in your hashtag and everything. P.S. It was me that petitioned for the playlist. If you can, we appreciate you for it in advance.
I'm going to get on Spotify and I'm going to make us a playlist for each of the seasons.
She said she wanted to have a playlist, and I think we should have one.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're just going to do it.
We're going to
Listen,
have a playlist.
We're just going to do it.
So then when you're like, I need a awe and wonderment.
This is totally her idea. So listen.
We will credit her for it. Hashtag Sight Black.
We just gonna make it. I need you to send me and tell me how to pronounce your name. Is it Kira or Kyra? Because I have to know, and I want you.
And you're my student, and I've had so many Kiras and Kyras.
That's fine.
We
are going
Kira.
to. I have to get the exact pronunciation because I'm going to say it, and we're just gonna name it Kira or Kyra's playlist. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's what we're gonna do.
That's what we're going to do.
Thank you so much for that. You have no idea.
Thank you so much for that. And that was really poignant because, again, we talk about so many positive things and we talk about positive experiences. And I think no one can shirk what happened to you in such a short period of time. To lose people ever, right? But to lose people in your young years.
Yeah.
You never think about burying family members, and to bury two young family members in that short period of time, no one can argue that wasn't a difficult situation. But then in the very next paragraph to say you are thriving. To say, yes, I've had an adverse background. I'm thriving. I'm thriving.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in our season of savoring and appreciation.
Yes. And again, if you like what you're seeing, share it out, y'all. Share it with your men, especially. Share it with your homeboys, because you all have been telling us how it's blessing you. Your boys need it too. Share it with everybody you know. This is our gift to you all because we think it's necessary. Joy is revolutionary.
We're paying it forward.
We're
paying joy forward.
And on that note, let's ride this thing out.
You were going to play 9 to 5?
I can still stumble out of bed and tumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch and try to come to life. I can do it. Listen, I can, you know what? I can bring in another one too. Jolene.
She wrote those two songs in the same day.
On a napkin.